Okay. I'll go in the bathroom.
This one you have?
We have these.
And also you can see the screen.
Just kidding, no, we can't.
Chenrezig is embodiment of 37 practice Bodhisattva. So we chant 37 practice Bodhisattva first, starting today. Amanda, can you chant the 37 practice?
Yes, I'll be glad to. Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Kenko. Okay, can everyone see it okay? That's fine.
Yes, looks beautiful.
Okay, thank you. The 37 Q. The 37 practice Bodhisattvas by Nolcho Dogme Zangpo. Homage to Lokeshvara. I pay constant homage through my three doors to my supreme teacher and protector Chenrezig, who while seeing all phenomena lack coming and going, makes single-minded effort for the good of living beings. Perfect Buddhas, source of all well-being and happiness, arise from accomplishing the excellent teachings, and this depends on knowing the practices. So I will explain the practice of Bodhisattvas. 1. Having gained this rare ship of freedom and fortune, hear, think, and meditate unwaveringly night and day in order to free yourself and others from the ocean of cyclic existence. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Attached to your loved ones, you're stirred up like water, hating your enemies who burn like fire. In the darkness of confusion, you forget what to adopt and discard. Give up your homeland. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. By avoiding bad objects, disturbing emotions gradually decrease. Without distraction, virtuous activities naturally increase. With clarity of mind, conviction in the teachings arise. Cultivate seclusion. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Loved ones who have long kept company will part. Wealth created with difficulty will be left behind. Consciousness, the guest, will leave the guest house of the body. Let go of this life. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. When you keep their company, your three poisons increase. Your activities of hearing, thinking, and meditating decline, and they make you lose your love and compassion. Give up bad friends. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. When you rely on them, your faults come to an end and your good qualities grow like the waxing moon. Cherish spiritual teachers even more than your own body. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Bound himself in the jail of cyclic existence, what worldly God can give you protection? Therefore, when you seek refuge, take refuge in the three jewels, which will not betray you. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. The subduer said all unbearable suffering of bad rebirths is the fruit of wrongdoing. Therefore, even at the cost of your life, never do wrong. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Like the dew on a tip of a blade of grass, pleasures of the three worlds last only a while and then vanish. Aspire to the never-changing supreme state of liberation. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. When your mothers who've loved you since time without beginning are suffering, what use is your own happiness? Therefore, to free limitless living beings, develop the altruistic intention. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. All suffering comes from the wish for your own happiness. Perfect Buddhas are born from the thought to help others. Therefore, exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Even if someone out of strong desire steals all your wealth or has it stolen, dedicate to him or her your body, possessions, and your virtue, past, present, and future. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Even if someone tries to cut off your head when you haven't done the slightest thing wrong, out of compassion, take all of his or her misdeeds upon yourself. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Even if someone broadcasts all kinds of unpleasant remarks about you throughout the 3,000 worlds, in return, with a loving mind, speak of his or her good qualities. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Though someone may deride and speak bad words about you in a public gathering, looking on him or her as a spiritual teacher, bow to him or her with respect. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Even if a person for whom you've cared for like your own child regards you as an enemy, cherish him or her especially, like a mother does her child who is stricken with sickness. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. If an equal or inferior person disparages you out of pride, place him or her as you would your spiritual teacher, with respect on the crown of your head. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Though you lack what you need and are constantly disparaged, afflicted by dangerous sickness and spirits, without discouragement, take on the misdeeds and the pain of all living beings. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Though you become famous and many bow to you and you gain riches equal to Vajravana's, see that worldly fortune is without essence and be unconceited. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. While the enemy, your own anger, is not subdued, though you conquer external foes, they will only increase. Therefore, with the militia of love and compassion, subdue your own mind. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Sensual pleasures are like salt water. The more you indulge, the more thirst increases. Abandon at once those things which breed clinging attachment. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Whatever appears is your own mind. Your mind from the start was free from fabricated extremes. Understanding this, do not take to mind inherent signs of subject and object. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. When you encounter attractive objects, though they seem beautiful like a rainbow in summer, don't regard them as real and give up attachment. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. All forms of suffering are like a child's death in a dream. Holding illusory appearances to be true makes you wary. Therefore, when you meet with disagreeable circumstances, see them as illusory. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. When those who want enlightenment must give even their body, there's no need to mention external things. Therefore, without hope for return or any fruition, give generously. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Without ethics, you can't accomplish your own well-being, so wanting to accomplish others is laughable. Therefore, without worldly aspirations, safeguard your ethical discipline. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. To bodhisattvas who want a wealth of virtue, those who harm are like a precious treasure. Therefore, towards all cultivate patience without hostility. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Seeing even hearers and solitary realizers who accomplish only their own good strive to put out a fire on their head for the sake of all beings. Make enthusiastic effort the source of all good qualities. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Understanding that disturbing emotions are destroyed by special insight with calm abiding. Cultivate concentration which surpasses the 4 formless absorptions. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Since the 5 perfections without wisdom cannot bring perfect enlightenment, along with skillful means, cultivate the wisdom which does not conceive the 3 spheres as real. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. If you don't examine your own errors, you may look like a practitioner but not act as one. Therefore, always examining your own errors, rid yourself of them. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. If through the influence of disturbing emotions, you point out the faults of another bodhisattva, you yourself are diminished. So don't mention the faults of those who have entered the great vehicle. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Reward and respect cause us to quarrel and make hearing, thinking, and meditation decline. For this reason, give up attachment to the households of friends, relations, and benefactors. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Harsh words disturb the minds of others and cause deterioration in a bodhisattva's conduct. Therefore, give up harsh words which are unpleasant to others. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Habitual disturbing emotions are hard to stop through counteractions. Armed with antidotes, the guards of mindfulness and mental alertness destroy disturbing emotions like attachment at once as soon as they arise. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. In brief, whatever you are doing, ask yourself, what's the state of my mind? With constant mindfulness and mental alertness, accomplish others' good. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. To remove the suffering of limitless beings, understanding the purity of the three spheres, dedicate the virtue from making such effort to enlightenment. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. For all who want to train on the bodhisattva path, I have written the 37 practices of bodhisattvas, following what has been said by the excellent ones on the meaning of the sutras, tantras, and treatises. They're not poetically pleasing to scholars owing to my poor intelligence and lack of learning. I've relied on the sutras and the words of the excellent, so I think these bodhisattva practices are without error. However, as the great deeds of bodhisattvas are hard to fathom for one of my poor intelligence, I beg the excellent to forgive faults such as contradictions and non sequiturs. Through the virtue from this, may all living beings gain the ultimate and conventional altruistic intention and thereby become like the protector Chenrezig, who dwells in neither extreme, not in the world nor in peace. This was written for his own and others' benefit by the monk Togme, an exponent of scripture and reasoning in a cave in Nolcho Rinchen. Thank you, Kimpola.
Thank you, Amanda. Thanks very much. So now we go to this deity yoga sadhana. Deity yoga sadhana. Oh, Mother Saint Jimbin, says especially those enemies who hate me. Of doctors who harm me, those great obstacles of my path to liberation of nations. May the experience happiness be separate from suffering severely. Always trilogy living the still ones are past perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Oh, Mother Saint Jimbin, especially those enemies who hate me. Of doctors who harm me, those great obstacles of my path to liberation of nations. May the experience happiness be separate from suffering severely. Always trilogy living the still ones are past perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dalla dom war se be da no bar se be ge tarba dam je je be bar de ju bar se ba dam je so se be manang ga dan yam be sem je dam je de wa dan de dong ara dang ra nyor de la na me ba yang da bar zo be zang ju rum bo je to bar sa. Thus, unto achieving enlightenment, perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Unto death, perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. Next page. May all mothers and Jinbei, we take refuge in the kangaroo lama and the lineage lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of Yadam. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Drakas and Drakinis and the Dhammakas, the possessors of the eye of wisdom. Under I in the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of a Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas embodied the progress on the Bodhisattva's path, are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to Bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent. I take refuge unto enlightenment reach. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddha for the sake of all sentient beings. And the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be suffering from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May the rest economy free from attachment aversion. I went to all Tatangatas in the 10 direction. Those have already reaching the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at the present, and those Tathagata state to come. Through the power of Samantabhata's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. Prostrate to them, multiply in my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms. Surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas, this whole space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great working of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offering of arrows, pure flowers, flower garlands of music, honoring oil, manifesting like different incense. I make offering to them fine garments, perfume the purple for the highest moment, and in orange in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to Buddhas and make offering to them following the deeds of great Bodhisattva Samantabhata. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all Buddhas and the 10 directions of great Bodhisattva and the practical Buddhas. Those who have anything Aharashi and those who entire the path of Aharashi and other beings. I recourse to all great protectors and the Buddhas to turn the highest level of Dharma as a light dispelling the darkness of being in the 10 directions, letting them gradually to the enlightened state. I supplicate those Buddhas intend to pass into Purandavana to living long for as many eons as they are atoms of the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is spanking with the scented water and the stir with the flower. It is adorned with the meadow, the spring mountain, the four continents, the sun, the moon. As the Buddha fell for it, may all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha food. To the Lama who possesses the three kayas, I offer watering on the sacred offerings. With my body better than all that is visible, please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. Om Guru Rinam and Rala Punzam and Gasamandra Savar Samaya Hom. I call refuge on of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor Varjadara with adored. I bow at the feet of Father Jigisongon, continually attend with no one but you. Compassion and grant your blessings, dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize and liberate nature of mine. Please chant the very Dharma of the true makers and the combination according to this position and likewise mental capacity of sentient beings. So now go to the Chenrezig sadhana. Chenrezig sadhana is page 20. Do you see the Chenrezig image? Okay, what do you see? Chenrezig has crystal mala. Chenrezig has, what is it that he has?
Wish fulfilling jewel.
Wish fulfilling jewel. Then what he has?
Lotus.
Lotus. Forearms, okay. Then what he has?
Compassion.
How you know?
Crystal Mala is him liberating sentient beings one by one. The lotus represents his compassion, and the wish-fulfilling jewel that he holds in his two hands is compassion.
Okay. Thanks, Marita. So Marilyn said, compassion, how you can see the compassion, why ask caution to her.
I just
So
didn't
so
know it.
that's why it's the form body is approach to compassion form body. And we don't see the compassion, right? So that's why we need form body. You have a really high level realized, then you don't need a form body. But this form body is, you know, for our ordinary people, without a form body, we cannot connect to the enlightening beings. So now Chenrezig is his body is white. So why is white? The white represent to be usually what do you think?
Purity?
Purity, yes. Purity means like purified, right?
Mm-hmm.
Free from obstacles, free from emotions, purity, and also peaceful. And then right hand, first one hold the Kustra Mala. So Malita already mentioned Kustra Mala liberating each single beings through the compassion. And left then hold the white lotus or lotus flower. Lotus flower is usually how you explain. Buddha all has lotus seeds. Buddha has many, this Sambhunakaya Buddhas hold the lotus flower.
It's that the true nature of mind can grow from samsara because the lotus grows from the mud. And ultimately they're inseparable.
That's a little too high. It's good, but meaning is too deep for first level. Okay. So today we're going to little discussion with the sharing teaching with you. Okay, so there anyone?
No.
Okay, Amanda, explain what is the lotus.
Oh, did you say me, Kimpo?
Yes.
I think it represents, so the seed is planted in the mud. Melissa, you may have said this. And then as it grows, it goes through the mud and through the water, which may not be very clean. But when it blossoms at the top of the water, it's really free from all those obscurations and all the muck of samsara. So I think that's what it means.
Okay, that's a good explanation for lotus. So then why the Bodhisattvas hold that?
I think that represents, that's every one of us has that lotus, that Buddha nature within us. It's just washing away all the obscurations and realizing through practice, I think.
Okay, so yeah, that part is a little too deep again already.
Is it just purification?
Not just purification.
No.
Yeah,
No mud, no lotus.
just a very simple explain there.
Because it's pretty.
Pretty okay. So then, so that's the, I think lotus flowers who has courages, like Bodhisattva courages. What are their courages? So the courages is, I think, you know, they have a choice to take birth. The courages, they can take birth to samsara. So Pakika Buddhas and Arhats, I don't think so. They hold the lotus flower. They have courage to take birth in some way. They want to just liberate the big nirvana. They again, the for them truly no suffering, but for we seeing they are suffering too. Can you hear Debbie? Huh?
It's like we went right off Sam.
Yes, you're breaking up a little bit, Kempo, but then you come back on, but we can hear the words. Yes.
Okay. So this Bodhisattvas,
Phone's on airplane mode. If we could,
yeah,
please.
that's really helps. Put airplane modes, all the forms.
Yeah,
Bodhisattva, they have a choice, so they can take birth. They have a choice. We don't have a choice because we are taking birth is through the or like sources emotion. That's why ordinary people no choice. We don't know where we're going to be take birth. Do you? Could be someone has here, right? Many bodhisattvas everywhere. We don't know.
yeah.
Who's a bodhisattva? Really don't know. Okay, so then generally ordinary beings no choice because taking birth causes emotions, and emotion is for the obstacle to the liberation. Cognitive obstacle is an obstacle to the enlightenment. Do you understand these two differences? So we have two obstacles called affective emotion obstacle, cognitive obstacle. I think that word is correct, cognitive obstacle. Usually people they use that word.
Yeah.
It's knowledge, you know.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so then the affective emotion obstacle is causes of samsara and obstacle to the liberation. So then cognitive obstacle is an obstacle to the enlightenment, knowledge, wisdom. So on the path, arhats are very clever actually. Arhats, Pakika Buddha, they don't want to go to samsara. They really long to what is the causes of samsara, you know, that remove the causes of samsara, afflictive emotions. They don't focus for the cognitive obstacle. They don't selfless of phenomena. They focus only selflessness person. That is causes of emotions. So that's why they meditate selflessness of person, remove the emotions. So then remove emotion, they can be liberated because emotions are obstacle to the liberation. They are liberating, but they're not reach to the enlightenment because they're not remove the obstacle to the knowledge and the cognitive obstacles that they has. And then they don't have realization, selflessness of phenomena. They have realized the selflessness of person, only focus for that to reach the nirvana. So that's why they don't have these lotus flowers. They cannot hold because they don't want it to go to samsara. So I think I'm part of that too. So maybe we are all part of that, right? Sometimes we say, oh, Pakika Buddha and Arhat's no good. We want to become Bodhisattva, but that is too hard actually. So we don't know, okay? Just depend the individual, but always we change the mind, you know? So sometimes our mind is like your intention is Arhat's. Sometimes like you are Bodhisattva, so we don't know. So can be changed often. Then this Pakika Buddha, they don't have any birth samsara. So I don't think they also have a courage to reborn to the hungry gods and the harems, no, right?
No.
Otherwise, extreme suffering. Okay, so that's why I cannot hold a lotus flower. So Chenrezig, he can hold the lotus flower because he can go there in the hell realms. And he can go to take birth in the animal realms. He can go to the hungry gods realms. He can come to the human being realms. So then in there, samsara, especially lower realms, extremely suffering, right? So we don't know the hell realms, hungry ghost, but think about animal realm is so much suffering. Compared to human beings, they are extremely suffering. More harder than human beings, everything more difficult, more suffering. They always eat each other, nervous, no protections, and all the time fear. So many beings there, and take birth they are not easy. So then we take in the birth in the animal realms, not going to create a good karma. Because animals, you local animals, they don't know what is right, what is wrong, due to ignorance. So they don't know what is the causes of happiness, what is the causes of suffering. Even human beings don't know, but sometimes we have Dharma teachings, we recognize what is the causes of happiness, what is the causes of suffering. But animal, you cannot teach what is the causes of happiness, what is the causes of suffering. You can teach or no? No, right? So can you tell them to chant 1,000 mana mantra within 1 week? No, right? They're not going to chant. So you can help them, of course, create like yesterday the teaching and the chant mana mantra and create the karmic imprints. You can help them liberate, means free from animal realm to take birth to the human beings. That's you can help them through the karmic imprints, power of Buddha's aspiration, and the power of mantras. So many congregation, many aspiration gathering together kind of comes together. They have a power to help them to take birth higher realms. But mana mantra we chant to them, they cannot enlightened. They can take birth in the higher realms. So that's called liberation too. Liberate from animal realm to human beings. That's a good, you did a really good, right? For best things you can done for animals. Then someone like liberate from animal realm to human beings, that person has connect with the Dharma because you liberate from animal realm to human beings through the Dharma, Then you have karmic imprints connect with the Dharma in the human being. Then you can practice in the human being, so you can enlightenment in the human being's body. Animal realms, no capacity, no opportunity to enlightenment. So that's our opportunity to enlightenment. Someone do the poa, someone do the mana mantras, liberation mantras, seeing liberation, seeing these giving things to, if the enlightenment, then precious human body is not important. You think so? Okay, so precious human body means only human beings can enlightenment. Animals can take birth up to higher realms. We can have that. So then the point is, Chenrezig, he has courage to take birth in these all lower realms. Has courage to take birth in this human being suffering realms. So then, for us, our ordinary perception, there has a birth, there has old age, there has a sickness, all this in the human being, we have generally suffering. Our perception, we're seeing there has that suffering. But for them, their own experience, they don't have that suffering. because for them is everything is the same as a dreaming delusion. So they are not really fixation and attached to, you know, in the samsara. So that's why the what lotus flower is, you know, is grow in the Mahdi. Already explained, you know, Amanda and Melissa, the grow is like dirty, muddy, water, but it's pure, clean, means even they take birth in samsara, but for them, no any obstacle, like affected to them. Samsara, you know, obstacle like samsara, this situation or whatever we say, samsaric conditions, not affected to them. So their mind is always pure, and the suffering not affected to them. So that's why it's the lotus flower. So no, you can have a lotus flower or no?
We would like.
Who doesn't like? Who like the lotus flower?
I liked it till you told me I had to go to the lower realms.
I don't like it on the flower.
So go to lower realms is like same is like someone going to dreaming, you know. It's for them is the no suffering, same is like can be have many bodhisattvas in the animal realms, I think. Because when we chant the bodhisattvas prayers, like the Buddha's, you know, aspiration, bodhisattvas aspirations, you think about in the king, I mean the way of in bodhisattva, right? Aspirations. So bodhisattva's aspirations, I want a bridge. For nowhere is no bridge. Maybe I want to become a car, you know, where does someone need a car, right? Someone need a cat. The bodhisattvas able to the cats. Someone need a doors. Bodhisattvas become able to the doors, helping them, you know, company for mind is you know, happy and the joy. Someone lonely, you know, really their need. So bodhisattvas can able to these kind of beings. Then someone who need food, say bodhisattvas able to the fish. So that has a long, I think it's big story in the when Buddha Shakyamuni share. I don't remember exactly. So I remember a little bit the big fish. So the one bodhisattva take the form body. I think it's Buddha Shakyamuni, his previous life. So he take birth is a really, really big giant fish, feed for whole village. Because village you don't have food, everyone's hunger and thirsty, dying, so suffering. He take birth in the big fish to feed for everyone. So cows can be bodhisattvas. They feed so many people. So they give us milk, right? And so, you know, that's why it's you can change your perceptions when you see the animals. So how they're great. So they benefit for many people, right? So that means then you can become connect with these animals, and you recognize they're benefiting for others, and so that really helps like become you also change your perceptions. So that's the, you know, it's the bodhisattva's teachings. So then not all the animal is bodhisattva, okay? Don't misunderstand. So don't bring all the animals in the temple, say bodhisattvas. Okay, so that's the lotus flower. Do you have anything more information? That's why Chenrezig, he can sit in the top of the lotus flower. So we cannot sit in the lotus flower, yeah? He can sit because his compassion. Sandra, you have a question? Sandra?
Yes, Rinpoche. Oh, Rinpoche. Are you listening? Yes, Rinpoche. Are you listening?
Yes, we hear, yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. I have a question. Because in the lotus flower, we have 1,000 petals. 1,000 petals. I don't know how to say in English. It's 1,000 parts in a lotus flower.
Petals.
Petals, okay. And somehow could it mean that goes to reach every part of the world because there's so many petals? If it reaches to all sentient beings, it could mean something like that or not?
Oh, could be. I really don't know much. Yeah,
Okay.
could be. Yeah, because that's in this teaching. You know, it's like right now what we're sharing in the Chenrezig form bodies mention about the Buddha Sutra, and so the enlightened always different perceptions. So they can create, same as artists, they can create something different. They're sharing their perceptions. So the point is, Jigten Songkul says, only follow the Buddha's what he says. We follow. Don't follow the other yogis' dreamings. What the experience, because otherwise going to mess. So we cannot say they are not true, but we don't have to say yes 100% that just let go is better. If something comes from in the teaching, then we have to follow that, and the authentic come from teachings. So there could be, yes, like because some realize the yogis has their own experience, and then just sometimes like artists draw something that they mention about the different symbols, different meanings they create. So yeah, could be, yes, but have to come from authentic teaching. Okay, so then next is long as you have lotus flower, so then you can hold the mala, I think, right? So mala means like you go to this ram, these 6 rams, you can liberating beings, helping benefiting, others, liberating beings. So then the two hand hold the wish fulfilling giver. So that's the most important symbolized meaning. So it's a symbolized meaning is showing love, compassion, bodhicitta all together, I think. So this love, compassion, bodhicitta is same as a wish fulfilling giver. So wish fulfilling giver, if you have wish fulfilling giver, what are you going to do? You're going to ask aspiration. What are you going to say? Please give me $1 million, or give me home, give me car. So that's the most people aspirations, right? Okay, so then wish fulfilling givers is who has a good the wisdom, they're going to ask, give me compassion, give me bodhicitta, give me wisdom, give me enlightening qualities. So give me liberation, right? So according to the individual's aspirations, the desire. So wish fulfilling giver further the desires. And so the bodhicitta is the same as wish fulfilling giver, third or desire is we become, long as we have bodhicitta is aspiration, or our aspiration benefit others, of course benefit ourselves too. So then the point is like wish fulfilling giver is the same as bodhicitta means. So long as you have a bodhicitta, then you can benefit like anyone, other beings. You have you have this how to say, the treasure yourself. So it's a true treasure yourself you have. So then you really can benefit other beings who has bodhicitta. So without bodhicitta, we cannot really benefit ourselves. We cannot really benefit others. So that's why bodhicitta is the same as a wish fulfilling giver. Very, very hard to get. As long as you have, it's same as a wish fulfilling giver. The bodhicitta protecting in this life, bodhicitta protect us in the bardo, bodhicitta protect in the future lives, or bodhicitta liberating in the future lives. So we can say bodhicitta liberating ours in these moments. Long as bodhicitta arise in the moments your mind, you are free from all these emotions. So you are already liberated the moments. Bodhicitta liberate in the bardo. So in the bardo, you have a bodhicitta, you don't have all the fears because you are free from fears in the bardo. The power of a bodhicitta. So then bodhicitta, of course, benefit future lives. As long as you have bodhicitta, wherever you go, never suffering. So you have true protections, absolute true protections. That's why bodhicitta benefit others. Bodhicitta is really benefit ourselves. Bodhicitta and liberating ourselves. So true protection is bodhicitta. That's the reason. So you think about all these Dharma practitioners who really practice like 37 bodhisattva, the kind of practitioners, they're no longer suffering in samsara because they have this bodhicitta. They have wish fulfilling giver. So they protect them, themselves. So then who has this bodhicitta is also benefit others. You recognize who has bodhicitta right away. So the person is different than other ordinary people. So then who has a bodhicitta, that person is called spiritual person. And who has a bodhicitta, then we can call that person as a guru. Who has a bodhicitta, we can call that person names Lama. Lama means like not only the monk's cloth, right? So Lama means like who has qualities, who has a bodhicitta, they're called the Lama. So this is who has a bodhicitta, that person is a true Lama. And absolute truth Lama. Who don't have a bodhicitta, then called relative truth Lama. So who has a bodhicitta, that is called absolute truth guru. And then who don't have a bodhicitta is a relative guru. So that's all the dependent, right? Is the bodhicitta is a absolute true protection, because long as you have a bodhicitta, emotions are never going to affect it to you. So bodhicitta comes, anger, desires, ignorance cannot be there. So that's why, it's we homage or pray to the bodhisattvas means who has a bodhicitta. So there's bodhisattvas, then benefit others. The reason you practice bodhicitta, and who has these qualities, then you really can connect with that person. Someone never practice Dharma, someone never think about bodhicitta, someone never think about love, compassion. they're seeing these bodhisattvas, there's just no any connections, seeing same as regular people. And who practice love and compassion bodhicitta, then the person seeing the bodhisattvas, you have kind of very strong connection. It's a magnet, or you can feel that, you recognize, and then extremely devotion arise. So that's why it's not only bodhisattvas power. So we have to open up our heart and mind, I think. So bodhicitta only can open up our heart and mind. Do you think so? So love, compassion, bodhicitta arising in your mind, then you really opened. Then you can share the enlightened beings' qualities, recognize. So otherwise we don't have any opportunity to or possible to recognize. So that's why if you practice love and compassion, teacher who has love, compassion practice more, and then you connect with that teacher is more strong. Then you really feel your connection, recognize that teacher's qualities. If you study Buddhist philosophy and you wanted to know all this intellectual knowledge, then who has that quality, you can connect with that teacher. So you see that teacher's, is knowledge and Dharma understanding, knowledge, you wanted to have that, you recognize that quality and you have connect with that, you have devotion to that kind of teacher. So it's dependent, it's many different enlightening qualities. So this compassion, bodhicitta, is one of the enlightening quality, most important. So you practice quality and you have feel more connections to them. So it's recognized their quality or their realize. So then you comes more devotion to them. So that's why is bodhicitta is very important. Then yesterday we also during the empowerment we shared this bodhicitta. So without the bodhicitta, the empowerment also cannot really benefit. Without the bodhicitta, practice yadam deity also cannot benefit. Especially when you're going to practice wrath for deities, then without the bodhicitta, not allowed to practice that teachings, practice, because you can get, wrong idea or wrong expectation. So you wanting something, desire to the samsara something. You wanted to have a power. You want to have something, create yourself something, So that's why without bodhicitta, not allowed to use wrath for deities. That's the reason all the practice, yadam deities beginning is bodhicitta, prayers. So all the Buddhas enlightened beings embodiment of bodhicitta. So the embodiment bodhicitta arise from body is Chenrezig. So true Chenrezig is a compassion. So now we have to follow by this sadhana. We visualize Chenrezig. This visualize Chenrezig is ultra level practice, because we don't have love, compassion, bodhicitta quality ourselves, and that's the reason we need this love, compassion, bodhicitta embodiment of form body. So you practice prayer and Chenrezig, then love come in your mind, love comes in your heart. So that time, then we are become Chenrezig. So that's called true the Chenrezig. It's a compassion, absolute true Chenrezig is a compassion. Do you understand or no? I think we lost connections again. No?
We
Yeah,
can
my frozen.
we can still hear you, Kempo, but your picture's freezing and you're breaking up. It's unstable, but we can still hear you.
Still, yeah, it's like stuck. I don't know.
Tempola, I have a question about bodhicitta.
Lamin, you are bodhicitta. You don't have questions.
I have a question about bodhicitta. Serious, actually, twofold question. One is when you were teaching, talking about bodhicitta, and said that our bodhicitta is only convenient bodhicitta, it's not ultimate bodhicitta. Until we achieve a certain stage, we really get the real bodhicitta. So when we say about bodhicitta, in general, just convenient. So when you say if we don't have bodhicitta, we cannot achieve this and that and that. So does that mean the bodhicitta is the convenient bodhicitta or is ultimate bodhicitta? That's the first question.
So can you show me which one is I can pick up?
I don't know. Like
If you can show me, then I'll say this is a relative truth bodhicitta, this absolute truth bodhicitta.
But when you say we have to have bodhicitta to do all these kind of things today, when you say, so I just wonder if we just have convenient bodhicitta, we can gradually do this until we got ultimate bodhicitta, absolute bodhicitta, then we finish and we done all the homework. That's my question. So like if I know I don't have real bodhicitta, maybe I have relatively bodhicitta, convenient bodhicitta. So I should still try to do all these kind of things. And then until I attain the absolute bodhicitta, then I'm finished and I'm done all the things. Is it that way? Or just I have to wait until I attain real bodhicitta, absolute bodhicitta.
Yes,
and then I do
I think it's followed by, the two different ways. And if you follow by the philosophy and the Buddhist teaching, then until you get the first Pemi Bodhisattva, so until that is called relative to the Bodhisattvas. And then when you are
bodhicitta.
Yeah, so Bodhisattva person is called relative to the Bodhisattva.
Okay.
Until you get the first Pemi Bodhisattva. And the first Pemi Bodhisattva then is called absolute truth Bodhisattva.
Okay.
That's the absolute truth Bodhisattva means then they have a realization emptiness too.
Okay.
And so not only we chanting prayers, aspiration only, so they truly have fully realization.
Okay.
So that's the followed by philosophy, and I think if we just can share like example this our case, so we can be relative to the Bodhisattva, we can be absolute to the Bodhisattva, but our absolute to the Bodhisattva is relative Bodhisattva, both are not stable, but we can be either one, each day, each moment. So you meditate, you realize your nature extremely compassion comes arise for others. So that compassion is absolute truth. This bodhicitta. So then you seeing the draw and seeing the animals or someone suffering, you want to help them, want to do something. So that's relative to the bodhisattva. Bodhicitta, relative to the bodhicitta.
Yes.
So I think you can have both, and especially we Mahamudra meditator have both. So
Okay.
other, generally other people who take the refuge, the bodhicitta, if they don't have Mahamudra teachings, so they can have a relative to the bodhicitta.
Okay.
Then when you
The-
get the realization, absolute truth, or everything fully realized, first bodhisattva, then all the bodhicitta is absolute truth. So then your
Okay.
bodhicitta is stable, never lost, never changing.
Okay.
That's your
Okay,
question?
Yeah, but the second question is when you were talking about wish fulfilling jewel. So if you want a card, the wish fulfilling jewel will give you the card. I wonder if the wish fulfilling jewel can, if you ask something very abstract, like may the hell being, the hell realm empty, may all the black karma disappear, or may the world peace, never have war again. This kind of wish is really against the reality. Is it possible for the wish fulfilling jewel to fulfill your wish? Like I wish the hell realm is empty now. Can the wish fulfilling jewel empty the hell realm for me?
So I think the ordinary wish fulfilling giver, and I think absolute something special wish fulfilling giver. So this is an absolute special wish fulfilling giver. Bodhicitta is. So long as you have a bodhicitta, you're never going to stuck in the war suffering. So you are free from war, and not only free from the war, you are free from lower realms suffering.
But I don't want myself
Actually,
in lower
all
realm
this,
suffering.
uh,
I want the hell realm empty. No one will go to the hell realm. Is it possible for a wish fulfilling jewel to grant that wish?
so your wish fulfilling giver is like giving to others, right? Not your protection yourself.
No,
Okay.
I just want to the hell realm be empty. No one will go to hell realm. If that's my wish, it's the wish.
So that's called, yes, that's the bodhicitta. So if long as you have that wish, you never go to lower realms.
But not me. I just say all the
So
beings
that's
will
why
not
you wishing for others don't go there. That's not possible. I mean, you have the aspiration, then you are never go to stuck there. I understand your aspiration is really good, but Buddha Shakyamuni has that aspiration. So that's why he's enlightened. And
But he
has
cannot empty
the Buddha
hell realm.
Amitabha. The Buddha Amitabha has these aspirations. That's why he sent the Chenrezig emanations to help others, sharing teachings. They cannot make empty easily. That's why Chenrezig has 1,000 arms, 1,000 eyes, because he wanted to make empty in the lower realms. He take birth, like we talked about the lotus flower. He take birth in the lower realms and help them many beings using the mala, liberating, helping other beings, sharing, teaching, Then he come back, look back again. The samsara is never decreasing, still almost the same. So that's why he lost, like say, oh, I can't. This is not possible. So, and that's why he get 1,000 arms, 1,000 eyes.
Just
so
help
you need
as much as he can.
Yes, you need that aspiration. Yes, all these bodhisattva has that aspirations. That's why they're free from suffering. That's called bodhisattva, bodhicitta. So then that the protecting themselves means they can go to these lower realms because they has bodhicitta protection.
Okay. So the wish
Yeah.
is just wish. The wish cannot be really fulfilled if your wish is about the non-material wish.
So wish actually truly come to benefit you, but also they have power to benefit others. But you cannot make empty samsara. I don't think so.
Okay.
Otherwise, why Chenrezig no make empty samsara? Why Buddha Shakyamuni make no empty samsara?
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Thank you, Tempura.
So they have this aspiration and they have this wish. So that's why they're enlightened. So you have the wishes, then you can go to the lower realms to help others. That's called the bodhicitta.
Okay.
Okay, Laming, thanks.
Thank you, Tempura.
Yes, your aspiration is great.
I just pretend. Thank
Even you are pretending it's create a good karma.
Thank
So,
you.
yes. Great, Laming. Okay, so then.
We all do.
So that actually reduce your ego, I recognize.
It's hard. Our ego is very tricky, Tempura.
So yes, many people has this wish, aspirations, wanted to empty samsara. So who has that wishes, who has the intentions, that person not going to samsara, take birth again. So that's why it's called bodhicitta.
Well,
Okay,
if they
so
are
then
not
next one.
afraid, okay, come on. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
You done, okay. So thank you, Laming. And then next we go to Chenrezig. You get understand, right? What Chenrezig form body is the main point is his form body is bodhicitta, like embodiment of bodhicitta. So the forearm is actually also representative, symbolize 4 measurables. So which are always 4 measurables. Do you remember 4 measurables? Okay, so what is the first one?
When,
No, looking to the sadhana, just say
no,
me.
I'm not looking, I'm just trying to remember.
Okay.
Male sentient beings, free from,
Mm.
no, be happy. I cannot remember the exact words, but they enjoy happiness.
Compassion.
If someone take your test, like write down the 4 measurables, can you write down?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me the first one.
May all beings have happiness in the process of
First one, compassion.
happiness.
Measure of
Huh?
May all
sentient
beings
beings
have
enjoy
happiness in the
and,
process of happiness.
So first one is one. So today, actually, we're going to share the love, compassion, meditation teachings. It's the followed by Chenrezig practice. So we can follow these 4 measurables because Chenrezig is representative or embodiment of 4 measurables. Forearm is 4 measurable. So first one, may all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. So that's we wishing all mother sentient beings have happiness and causes of happiness, right? Okay. So that is called the love. Love and the compassion, very similar but different aspects. Love expectation is like wishing all beings have a happiness. Compassion is wishing all beings free from suffering. Okay, so that's very easy to say. So how you really going to bring in this practice your, you know, in your mind. So do you have anyone has a hatred people? Someone like doesn't you like?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, and that, you know, like think about like not only our self-happiness, so, you know, dictators and communists and so many different kind, you know, you have like, you know, not your directly your enemies, but you doesn't like really, you know, you hated that person. You're not really going to care that person, but never have think about that person as a happy. So, you know, then you have to meditate that kind of person. As wishing that person have happiness, causes of happiness. Can you do that or not? It's truly have to come that strongly, you know, same is like your son or your children and, you know, your mother. So wishing they have happiness. Not only during the meditation, you know, like the moment you close eye, you can think, okay, you know, like putting, he has, I mean, he has happiness or something like causes of happiness. You can think that moment, but after that, you're going to criticize, you're going to talk about, you know, like, yeah.
So you can't.
So
do
that
both?
means like you don't have. That means like you are putting things like this short moment, you know, you create, right? And wishing that person has a happiness, but truly you don't have in the inner like deeper level your mind, you don't have the intention for that person have happiness and causes of happiness. Yes. I don't think so. If you have that, then you seeing everyone's the same. Marilyn, she just I cannot stop her. She say yes, yes, but
I want him.
accept your good intention.
But I don't.
So the love meditation is when it becomes really your practice is successful. You know, starting from, you know, when we meditate, like our mother, right? The loved ones, we bring that in the front, meditate. So then the love is you move to for others. So until you have to move to like the negative person or hatred one. So that person is the same as bring to in your mother. So if you can have that ability, then your love meditation is successful. It's called accomplishment, your love meditation. Then you don't have anyone hatred person exist in this world in samsara. Do you have that? So no, right? That's why this love meditation means focus for, you know, starting from our really true loved one, then move to the love to go to all the way to hatred the person bring to the same is the loved one. And wishing they have happiness, wishing they have causes of happiness. Never you ever think about it, wish that person has suffering, you know? Okay, so that's called love meditation.
But
it's called becomes accomplishment love practice.
But can't you dislike someone and their actions, but still not wish them to suffer?
What is?
So if you really can't stand how someone's behaving or doing their actions.
Yes.
But can't you think that, but not want harm to come to them?
So just which one is you really love one's person?
My son's family.
Okay, so you are the love person who is hatred to the person in the world. Maybe you cannot bring someone.
Oh, Putin,
Okay, Putin. So your
Supreme
son.
Court in the US.
Okay. Supreme Court US. Okay. So that too far away. Actually, your enemies not really, affected that much to you. It's very hard to, that kind of person is like you say, oh yeah, we should have happiness. Very easy to say, but it's really in the front of you, someone really make you hard and difficulty. Then it's really hard to, wishing that person has a happiness. So there's two. It's like you have Supreme Court or in the Putin, they are too far away. Not really directly, nothing get affected you, but your mind just okay say I don't like this person. That kind of like dislike a person, but not really can say enemies, right? And so anyway, you can bring your son and Putin is like equal equanimity. No, not possible, Marilyn. I don't think so. If you have that, I'm going to post station to you in front of everyone. Okay. So then you have wish fulfilling giver. So then you are the treasure. Okay, love. So the love, like we chant every day, all mothers changing beings, got happiness in the class. So we have to bring like hatred to personal court, and so the love meditation for accomplishment. Then, long as you have that, or get stuck with the emotions. It's very powerful. Okay, the second, may they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. So that's called compassion meditation. And may they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. So, of course, we have to use this based on the love meditation, mother, we wishing all our loved ones have a happiness. So this one is different aspects. We wishing our mothers free from suffering. So now you loved one is wishing free from suffering, but then we also like wishing our enemies free from suffering. You can have that, practice. Not just only some short moment, thinking about, oh, yeah, wish them have a happiness, but truly and come to in your heart. It's hard, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so anyway, in this case, object is usually the very simple way. We say, may they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. Very simple way, you have to analytical or meditate is like think about the hospitals. Okay, hospital, all these people are, who go there is illness. They are suffering, they go there. No one happy to go there in the hospital, right? It's hospital is just people who go there is suffering. So then you bring all this hospital, sickness people, wishing them free from suffering and the causes of suffering. So we have to meditate, visualize, object something. So you need object to create love and compassion. So love object is starting from your loved one mother to enter your enemy, hatred person. And then in this case, also starting mother, wishing free from suffering, and then you bring all, like people who suffering, wishing them free from suffering. So that's the compassion. Generally, people wishing and here wishing is a little different. So generally, we wishing free from suffering, but we know wishing free from causes of suffering. Yeah. Wishing free from suffering means like, no, I cannot wish you anything because we no one suffering here. Yeah. And wishing causes of suffering means then we are, long as we are in the take birth in human beings, we have suffering. So we are no one suffering. Then you can bring all the sentient beings together. So you only wishing free from suffering is like you can maybe bring lower realms, especially lower realm. Everyone you cannot bring. Many animals no suffering. You don't see suffering. They are, dogs like happy with who taking care of them, and and the wild animals, some they are eat grass and enjoy, theirs, play with themselves, they enjoy many ways. That's why you don't see they are suffering. So only you see the like suffering is then the animal or human being really stuck with the suffering. So only you can wish them free from suffering, but that cannot be called immeasurable compassion. Immeasurable compassion means like you have to bring all these 6 realm beings. So 6 realm beings have the wishing them free from suffering. They're most beings suffering, but all who struggle in samsara is causes of suffering. Because we take birth in samsara, is causes is afflictive emotions. So long as take birth afflictive emotion, that person is not free from suffering. So then we wishing them everyone have a happiness. So that means like you don't really focus only hospital suffering people, right? You see every single beings wishing them free from suffering and the causes of suffering. You can bring all together. Do you understand? Okay. So then may they be never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. So we wishing them they never be separate from the happiness. It's a liberation, Otherwise, not possible never be separate from the happiness. Because if we have happiness right now, but this happiness is not possible to never separate. This weather is now, good weather is you wishing never separate this weather, not possible, right? Good weather. So may they never be separate from happiness, I think means free from samsara. Then you are never be separate from the happiness. So we wishing every being liberate. Happiness that is free from sorrow. May the rest in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion. Then, long as you have the first 2, then second 2 is a result. I mean, the first 2, love, compassion. Long as you have that, then you may never be separate from the happiness. And that is free from sorrow. Then you may the rest in equanimity. So you have become equal. Everything is no difference. Okay, so then that time you don't have like hatred or dislike object. So you cannot like say okay, deviations like you can have object and pointing object there. So it's gone that perception. That is called the equanimity, the rest in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion. So that then effort to form body is Chenrezig, form measurable. We have this practice some part level, but our practice can say is limited, not for measurable, right? For limited practice. Yeah. So okay, so limited practices have to transform to the measurable, unlimited practice. Unlimited practice. So next, then we go to the Chenrezig sadhana. First, I'm going to do the transmission. This one, short Chenrezig meditation, the practice of purification and compassion. Om Sobhava Shida, Sarva Dharma Sobhava Shida Han, Dombangan Lepede, Dani Tuje Chimbigo, Kasara Sharaje, Saja, Badambo Tokartamo, Om Pemantin Wanze, Jiron Dada Rechinji. Longju Zogan Saint Peter, Doga Daden Randang Hajigor, De Leon de Sanje Sansam Chu, Tenasen Lang, Dodala, the Lion, Tindo, the Dudgeon to Jimbo, Jun Hada, Roman, the Peme Home, Roman, the Peme Home, Roman, the Peme Home, Sanu, Sananu, Jim, Major, Jin, Borja Gavan, the Union, the Chinese one, Jun and Roach, Jamalib, and the Salango Barsho. Next 24 Chinese, another Sadana, Chinese, you get to Gonde. Chenrezig you get to Gonde to me just on Yasalam Dobe, Tomarcham Rosim Jitsimijan, Am Songji, Dabajing up all the Laye, Ragabe, Madave, the Rani, Baba Chenrezig, Kazajas, Yaniba, Tambosan, Toka Tamoja, Omani, Began, Dana Renji, Jinejero, Yo, Lama, Obama, Beji, Corda Sanchez, and something that there's only home goes or Yishilazo Jenani made and to pay the dinner you get, then on to Pancho, Rogan Trabajon, Shankan Tanjero, Alajan, Nama Tamje to Jimberger, Dara Tamje, you get to a song, Tamje Tony Hinjit, the Mitch of the Newman, the Oman Peme Hong, Ransom, Rangas and Lassam Jeding is on Mebanakanda, Giamando Sangewan, or Tumbanya, the Oman Peme Hong, Tumbasan, Anile, Nawamanga Saleva. Remy can jump the master and you was on Gonzaje Oman the Peme Hong, Sergeant Donaton, yes, or Sardon, you miss some Jutra, Lingin, you might dejin. You don't generate the one your man the Peme Hong, Gibeton, some Lada, and Targavan, who you was on the Jumel, Julong Menagaton, Yenatan, Benzanyam, Mabambe, Tribagio, Mangala. Okay, so now we're going to do the practice, Chenrezig Sadhana. So I already shared 4 measurable teaching, compassion. Our compassion is limited, so that's why we need to practice Chenrezig. So who has immeasurable compassion, we have to, practice until arise immeasurable compassion in our mind and heart. So if without, this supports yadam deities, then your practice yourself compassion is not powerful. Use yadam deity is more powerful. I think I shared last week. If they have a big eyes block, and your hand used to murder the ice block, you get a cord. You are limited and very hard to merge all ice use your hand. Your hand warm is like limited. So that's the, if you don't use special practice, your doing yourself is not that powerful. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay, so then you use the candle, maybe candle is better, right? Better than your hand, because your hand can cold. Your hand can be become eye. Can be become, how to say, the too cold is frostbite. Frostbite or frozen. Yeah, your hand can be frozen again. So use like candle lights a little better, but that's still also not that much powerful. So you don't get to cold yourself, but not powerful to melting the ice. Then you use the sun, so it's more powerful, right? Yeah. Okay, sun can easily melt the ice. Not only one small ice, they can melt so many ices. Sunshine. So that's the same as I think Yadam deity practices. You bring sun with you to melt the ice. So you cannot do yourself. So that's called practice support. Then one day you are you are part of a sun. So then you never get frozen yourself. So then you're shining yourself. So that means like one day we have become part of Yidam deities. Do you understand, right? So that's the thing is like Yidam deities like practice benefit. Why we have to practice Yidam deity, you know? So individual practice is less power than Sangha. See, individual have only one candle, murder the eyes. So Sangha has many candles, murder the eyes, like 100 candles light up in the one room, and put the ice in between their candles, easily can murder, right? So that's the same as the power of Sangha thing. So that's why we, you know, is using this supports means like we brings many different methods together. So then Yidam deity practice is called together, like we together practice is called power of Sangha, power of Buddha, power of Dharma. So all this power comes together, then the practice benefit us and also benefit others. So we don't use this or this power of Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. The practice has limited power and not that much powerful. So that's why it's gathering Sangha together practice is more powerful. Called power of Sangha. The power of Dharma is is practice Dharma. So you without the Dharma, I mean you're just doing like something regular people, I mean, who don't know the Dharma, they can have a compassion, they have a compassion, they do good things, but they don't have this power of Dharma. They do something good, is they have a result, is take good in the, samsara, like future life is become, take birth is higher realms, like good things happening. So that's why and many people has like good in the samsara possessions, matters, powers. They did something previous life. That's why they get good things in samsara, within in samsara. But that is going to exhaust. So practice using these 4 power, or we can say 3 power or 4 powers. 3 powers Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. 4 power is true nature, power of true nature. So all these powers come together. We're not going to stuck in samsara, like it's enjoyment in samsara. It's liberating. Difference, do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so people even no practice Dharma, they're doing good things, they have a result. They take birth is higher realms in samsara. And good things happen within in samsara. But they cannot liberate. They not bring you to the connect with the spiritual. So that's why I see so many powerful people in the world, so many rich people, and have good conditions. They're not connect with the spiritual because the reason is when they did previous lifetime, not using spiritual. And they did something good. So that result is come to in this life for them, but they cannot go up the more higher than that. So that's why it's who has a measurable compassion, economic compassion, their compassion to the, samsara highest people. They're ready to falling down. So they're using all this, good things, karma, merit. It's going to exhaust. They're falling again. So that's the reason they have the bodhisattvas who has wisdom eyes, they have more compassion to these beings. You could be same as more than animals. Animal maybe they're going to take birth higher realms again. These people is going down lower realms. So that's why, see, someone is in the falling from the top of the floor, or someone in the under the ground who has more compassion. You know, it's falling, right? So you compassion to them. So that's why it's ordinary people object compassion, and the higher level bodhisattvas object compassion is little different become. We're seeing someone suffering, we have compassion to them easily. But bodhisattvas maybe recognize their person who's being suffering is exhausting negative karma. They're seeing future life is become go up to higher realms, right? And someone has enjoyment, is they're ready to sinking in the lower realms. The same is like, what is the shape going to the Titanic, like same is Titanic, okay? So someone knows who board the get in the Titanic, that knows that ship is going to sink. Someone knows that person has very compassion to them, right? Because how they are ignorant. So we cannot laughing them because we can't be part of that, we don't know what happened for us. So I thought, when I take airplane, maybe, we don't know we're going to land. So same, we don't know. It's because due to ignorance, we don't know. And someone cannot afford the airplane tickets. Example, like business class cannot afford. You have more compassion to them, or someone can afford the business, or they have own jet is going to crash. So who has your compassion more? Think about it. Someone can afford their own jet, of course, like business class, but there are safety. Someone can afford their own jet, helicopter, or business class. They can be going to crash. So see, that's the difference is higher realms and the lower realm between. The realize, who has more wisdom seeing it. So we always think, oh, that people can afford this. They're more like patient to them, but who has like this samsaric good things, compassion, but they're going to the others. So I don't know what I'm talking about, the noise. Somewhere it's a compassion, right? So anyway,
That's perfect,
this,
Khenpo.
it's a start again blocked or start. Can you hear? It's not going to take you to some sort of higher realms, like you get for the jet and then going to crash. Not happening that. Never happening that. Okay. And your jet is flew to the beyond the samsara. It's free from the crash. Beyond the crash. Okay, so that's the we using this practice and the method. So now we're going to practice Yadam deity together, Chenrezig. So when you practice, we have to visualize this form body. Then when you visualize, always they have two different levels. It's called front generation visualization and self generations. Front generations, you visualize, in front Chenrezig and pray. Self visualizes, you visualize yourself is Chenrezig. So you can do both together. In this case, like short sadhana is you can do both together. Especially here in this short one here says, from the all providing emptiness, lotus flower at the moon, this is up in this throne in the lotus position. I'm seated in the body of Chenrezig, means like we have become Chenrezig, we have become the example, it's like we're using the sun merge the ice. So that's the same, like we become visualize ourselves as a Chenrezig. That means like you have become part of the sun and merge our, self-grasping and emotions. So removing the negative karma. So that's why power of the deity practice. So now we chant together. Om so bhava ishida sarva dharma so bhava ishida. From all the pure emptiness, arise lotus flower with among the sea. Up in this throne in the lotus position, I'm seated in the body of Chenrezig, who is white in color with the four arms and the two upper hands, are joined at the heart holding the wish fulfilling gem. The lower right hand holds the crystal rosary, and the lower left hand holds the lotus flower. Chenrezig is a color in the city, silken robes and wearing the flourishes, 5 formed the crown, the other ornament. This form is a Sambhonakaya, the compassionate enjoyment body, wearing the auspicious in the sun of the Buddha. In the heart center of Chenrezig is a moon, is with the sun at the center. Around this mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, circle clockwise. Later from the mantra, and is offered to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas and the Buddha fear. Blessing of compassion, the wisdom return to the Buddha fears in the form of a light, which absorb into myself all obscuration of body, speech, and mind are purified. Aging compassion is liberated from the heart mantra, dispelling the suffering in also in pains of the sixth round, who are then transformed into Chenrezig, the great compassion one. Go back to Tibetan. Om so bhava ishida sarva dharma so bhava ishida. The middle embodying of all phenomena is a self pure emptiness, substituting that nature. So we didn't do that one, right? So bhava ishida is visualize everything is emptiness. Then from the emptiness, so visualize the lotus flower. Chant the Tibetan visualization. Tombe ngamle bedete danye tuje jembe Kazar Sharje Sayeba Tambo Toka Tarmoja Omen Tingwa Bemanze Chirong Dardai Renjin Longjo Zogun Tembete Tokar Daten Shentar Hajegor Dele Wonje Sanje Sansem Chu Sin La Ngudo Dalaten La Ya Wonje Dowe De Jong Tuje Chimbe Kujo Ngada Mane Beme Hongro Mane Beme Hong Beme Hongro Mane Beme Hongro Mane Beme Hongro Mane Beme Hong Mane Beme Hong Mane Mane Beme Hong 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 Mane Om Mane Beme Hong. Go to 24. In the center of the pure or portala, bring like white one lotus and the moon seeds. I pour in the form of a noble Avalokiteshvara, white and radiant with one fierce 4 arms and 2 legs. May first 2 hands are joined at my heart, and the lower 2 hold the crystal rosary and the white lotus. I will second in Jiva ornament and my city like a cross, and adorned my crown is Lama Amitabha Buddha with boundless legs. All around the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas together like clouds. From the Om home at my 3 centers to all the rest of life. In water the halls of wisdom deity who dissolve divisibly. In the center of my heart is a lotus and the moon seed is the celebration. surrounded by the mantra calling from it. Lay stream out makes offering to the noble ones and to purify the obscuration of our beings. The whole environment becomes the realm of Moon Potala. All the papers the form of a great compassionate one. All songs the speech of a six-syllable mantra. And all thoughts the wisdom mind of emptiness and the compassion. All the original nature beyond grasping or providing a recite the mantra. Go back to Tibetan again. Da Gui Xinggang Bo Zha La Ye Vi Ra Ga Ra Pe Ma Da Ve Din Den De Ra Ni Ma Ba Chenrezig Ge KSR Xia Je Sa Ye Xiam Ni Ba Tang Bo Sa Ni Do Ga Da Mo Jia Oma Ni Je Shen Zhen Bei Ga Na Dar dan ren jin jin den jie zhong yu jie wo re ma wu ba mei bei jin kor de san jie san sen jin dar de ne song a hong ge wu zi ji yi xie la zo jin zhan yin mi de tu wei bei de din la yi ge shi Ten dar ma jen jen we korwa le, un chen pan chun ro gen de ba yong, xin gang dam je ru wo da le xin, nan wa dam je du je jen we ge, da da dam je ye ge zhu be song, ten do dam je dong nian yin je do. Zime chavda nyume ngane da Om mane beme 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 Om mane Mane beme ho, 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 O mane beme ho, 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 O mane beme ho, 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 O mane beme ho, 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 mane O mane beme ho, 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 mane O mane beme ho, 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 mane O mane beme ho, 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 mane O mane beme ho, 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 mane O mane beme ho, 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 mane O mane beme ho, 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 mane Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Sure, at my own mind, with mind alone, with nothing to identify it, just like space, with nothing whatever to see with the clear. In that essence, which is the emptiness, I remain. Sure, Ranga Sem La Sem Jeti, Nizom Eben Nam Gandra, Jaya Mandon Sangewa. Ngô tôn ba nhị đề nê ô ma nê bê mê hông rê ô ma nê bê mê hông rê ô ma nê bê mê hông rê ô ma nê bê mê ô ma nê bê mê hông rê 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 ô ma ô ma nê bê mê hông rê 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 ô ma Om Mani Padme Hum Re 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 Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Hum Re. So this 4 different mantras in this sadhana. The first one just we did mantra is generation stage. Usually we practice a Yadam deity mantra, generation stage, and visualize ourselves as a Chenrezig, visualize the Chenrezig in front. So chanting the mantra is Om Mani Padme Hum, first one. This the second mantra, now we are, that's the Dharmakaya mantra. And then third one is Sambhokayana mantra. Fourth one is Nirmanakaya mantra. So this Dharmakaya, Sambhonakaya, Nirmanakaya, all is within our own mind. So that's why Om Mani Padme Hum. Sure, I think this Om Mani Padme Hum is 6 syllables. Usually we chant this prayer is, liberating 6 round beings. But no, in this second, third, fourth mantra is Dharmakaya, Sambhonakaya, Nirmanakaya, is focus on your nature. So here is our own nature. And meditating, when you meditate, it's like you be into your nature state. So 6 rams, first 6 syllables, remove samsara 6 syllables, but also into your nature mind. See, that's why it's a Dharmakaya is our mind emptiness. First, Dharmakaya is emptiness part. Second, Sambhonakaya is clarity aspect. So third is Nirmanakaya is clarity, emptiness, nature, inseparable. It's Nirmanakaya. So the Tirikaya is all within our own nature mind. So inseparable Tirikaya is within your nature mind. So that's called absolute true sacred level Tirikayas. Do you get?
Yes.
Okay, so now we go to the then.
What was the third one? I'm sorry, I didn't catch the third one.
They have 4 different mantras, right?
Yes, I got the Dharmakaya and the Samanikaya, but I didn't catch the third one you said.
Third one is the last one.
The last one, yes.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So visualize Chenrezig.
Okay, so now we go to the second one. Out of that experience of uncountable emptiness, appearances are unobstructed and vividly clear, without bias or pervasive, uncompounded, and with the nature of color like how wonderful. Debating Tomba Santaranganyele Nawa Manga Zalewa Rime Kincham Dimase Ranjin Ozar Non Zarje Omane Beme Omane Clear yet empty, and empty yet clear. Clarity and emptiness indivisible, beyond truth and expiration. This in the genuine state of perfect bliss is the ultimate Lord Avalokiteshvara. Sar yin dong la dong yin sar, sar dong yer mi sam ju tra. Len jin yung ma de jin de. Mi dong jin re zi wang yin. Om de pe me hong ro, om de pe me hong ro, om de pe me hong ro. Oh my baby home, 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 my baby home. Oh my baby home, 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 my baby home. Oh my baby home, my baby home, my baby home, oh my baby home. So know where you're going. Going to page 23. There's sadhana, no dissolution. Actually, dissolution is the last three is dissolution because you're into nature, the dissolution into your own natural state. It's no, it's other sadhana. It's generation. Usually we practice yadam deity, so we have dissolutions. 23. All the outer and inner phenomena dissolve into myself. And then dissolve into light, which become no door with the all-providing emptiness. Sana no ju ming me ju. Meditate. By this virtue, may I quickly realize the state of Chenrezig, and may all sentient beings without exception attain the glorious state of Chenrezig. Gewan de yen yorda da Chenrezig wan drup jorje, drowa je jama leba, de ye salangu barisho. 157. Dorjen chang telopa naropa pamut malarepa dharma lord gambopa pamutropa and lord gompa. Please bestow upon us most auspicious blessing of our Kajulama. By this virtue may I achieve emanation by defeating all enemies confusion. May all who traverse on the ways of birth, old age, sickness, and death, cross ocean of samsara. Buddhista, the excellent precious mind, where is humble may they rise, where is the bone may no decline, but it will increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activity suffer and find a wife. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Majority they will realize automatically and as did Samantha Bada, have follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for Saint Jimbe. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the true unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the divisible Sangha order may the Mary I share bear fruit. by the virtues of collecting the three times, by my seven or beings in samsara and nirvana, and by in a rule of virtue, may I all sentient beings quickly attain answer, perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment. May the teaching of Great Gombarana Shri, whose nation, Lord of Dharma, Master of Interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation, until end of the samsara. From this realm, secured by snow mountain, snow-covered mountain, you are the source of every benefit and blessed without exception. Tenzin Jamso, you are one with our Lokeshwara. May you remain satisfied until samsara say. Embodiment of the three precious jewels, Pemapane, who holds the teaching of the virtuous one. Seeing all goodness, meaning with the wisdom eye. May you who are spontaneously extremely according, living long for hundreds of papas. Noble Majority, the Lord of Speech, who manifests to hold the teaching of the Tepijan, who resists the lamb of sages' teaching. May you who are the lake of the Dharma, living long for hundreds of kapas. The one known in the Holy Lands is Aryan Deva, emanating to gargling wasting Tibet as Chidemba, the hard sound of Jigdin Songo. May the life of glory God satisfy for hundreds of eons. In this age of satisfying the victors of hardship, through this powerful Vajra like conduct, he takes on himself heavy responsibility over the ambitious teaching. May God teaching living long. Om Mani Padme Hum, Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Finish, everyone. Thanks very much. I think time's finished, right?
Yeah.
Kempola, Jason has a question for you. He has his hand up.
Jason?
Jason, yes.
Oh, Jason didn't have a question.
And there's
No, he has his hand up.
No, he don't have a question.
And there,
I'm kidding.
sorry, there was one other question to Lundro Konchok. Did you have a question? Your hand was up earlier. If you have time.
Yeah, Om Mani Padme. I was wondering a few things. A more recent thing was in terms of visualizing Chenrezig, and whether we visualize Chenrezig from the first person or from like the outside perspective, seeing two Chenrezigs or one Chenrezig, or simultaneously viewing both Chenrezigs from their own perspective, or what is the formulation here? Thank you.
Simultaneously, two Chenrezig is better.
From the first person view, or like third person, like outside view, or like inside?
Yourself is a Chenrezig, and at the same time, and you can visualize all apple in the front generation. Meditate and Chenrezig in front of you. Yes. Then can be third, right? Third is like your forehead, throat, heart, leg is go to. Potala in the inverting wisdom beings, dissolving to you and dissolving to the front visualization. Okay, so who's that question? Who said the question?
I had a question, Kempo, if I may, real fast.
Oh, yes, Jason.
Thank you. I wrote a note down on my phone here. So you mentioned emptiness earlier as it relates to bodhicitta. His Eminence Gachin Rinpoche teaches that bodhicitta is king, and we should diligently work to build it boundlessly, so it grows larger and larger. In order to do this, we also realize emptiness, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
Hope so. Think so too.
Yes. If since we should realize emptiness as well, should we first on realizing emptiness before building absolute bodhicitta, or should we work on them at the same time?
Work for the same time.
Okay.
Yes.
Build both of them. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So thanks everyone. I think then we finish. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, Melissa, you say something?
I said Chenrezig.
Oh, everyone is a Chenrezig.
Yes. Everyone Chenrezig.
Kempo, I know
Yes.
the time is going, but Lindrup did put his hand up again. So you have one more question if possible.
Yes, sorry. The question before the most recent was regarding our intention and the four immeasurables. Although we may have intention, love and compassion, it can be the case that our attention and focus becomes frustrated and our reactions to kind of situational circumstances can be disturbed because we may abhor or not particularly like something, we get some kind of suffering to a specific action, reaction, or quality. How then can we maximize our bodhicitta at that very moment of recognition, of our frustration? If, makes sense.
I think when we get frustration due to someone's actions, so we have think is the create causes of suffering, then you can arise compassion to them because they create the causes of suffering. Do you get? I don't know. It's my internet is tired already. I'm not tired. My internet is tired.
He's shaking his head yes, Kempo. And his internet is a little not too stable either.
So I think his question just we have to thank people who create negativities, like we posted that kind of people is we recognize they create the causes of suffering, then arise compassion to them. Not log the result, log the cause.
It just takes practice doing it in the moment.
Yes, Rebecca, yes. Do it, then comes something. Do it, then you get your answers.
Rinpoche, it's always so surprising, like profoundly surprising, how maybe like telling a child or student, very specific instruction, and they do complete opposite again and again, and like very creative and innovative ways that you just can't imagine. And so like being prepared for the complete unexpected like mode of frustration is kind of, how to recognize at that moment, not necessarily the cause, but like the skillful like response to the event, the interaction, the cause or arising of frustration. Like, do you understand my meaning?
Didn't understand, but I'll try to answer. So I guess didn't really understand clearly, but I'll give you one answer. Maybe if not incorrect, so let it know again. Could be my answer is incorrect because due to not understand your question. Okay, could be I understand, could be not. So I think better situation, each situation have dealing with, different, because there no, and we don't have one answer there. And just some is good is ignored, some is like just stay back, stay away from the situation, and some is you have to use actions is good. So we don't know, that is depending the moment situations. So that also you practice more, you know what you have to do. You practice, you get answer. Thank you.
Thank you again for that.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's your question, right? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Our flyer said that we go until 11, so we go until you're ready to be done.
What is?
The flyer said 11.
Oh, 8 to 11 today?
No, that's today.
Oh, well, then I did that
So
wrong.
whenever you're done.
Then it's wrong.
He's tired. Yeah. So,
Oh, I'm not tired, but it's a flyer is wrong, I think, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay, flyer can be wrong. The person sometimes not wrong, the computer makes it wrong.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, it's just, you want to put like number 6, you mistakenly put a number 7, is then it's like actually your mind is not wrong, but when you finger tapping is wrong. So here saying, it's today is like 8 to 11. It's Daniela see the flyer 8 to 11. So we're talking about the flyer is a mistake.
You're off the hook, Marilyn. Perfect.
Okay, thank you everyone. So enjoy. See you tomorrow.